and welcome here to the pre-season friendly match between Stocksbridge Park Steels and Clipstone FC. This hastily organised pre-season friendly after Stocksbridge were let down for a friendly they should have had tonight against Shirebrook Town, while Clipstone were also due to face Shirebrook Town as well as Armport Welfare this week. So the teams are just lining up ready for us this friendly. We'll go through the teams in a second. We are going to have a slightly delayed kickoff from the 7:31 that was on the schedule. I'm obviously commentator today as usual is Adam Allcroft, myself, and we are sponsored by Jason Rosick, Carpet Flitter and Supplier. Referee still holding the players. The entrance here is to the clubhouse on the right hand side of the stand here. That's why we're waiting for the linesman. So the teams will walk out now. So we have no team from Clipstone FC, like a lot of pre-season friendlies. Clipstone are not providing a team sheet today as they look to prepare for their start of the season on Saturday. Whereas we will have a team for Stockbridge. So the team is as follows. It's Ben Townsend in goal, Jordan Lemon, Jack Dolman, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Mitch Langton, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The bench is Henry Hampshire, Jack Tinker, Bailey Tybaker, Dan Grierson, If Your Favourite, and Luke Catchills. They should come on around the hour mark. They are reading the teams out, so we might just stay quiet for a bit while we try and get them onto the graphic for you.
Sweever, Vermont Charlie Temple, Sure, 6, 7, Jack Gibb, 8, Jamie Buncer, 9, Gareth Curtis, 10, Charlie Hardwick, and number 11, Ryan Ingram. And on the bench for the Cobras this evening, number 12, Tim Gregory.
There is one player that we'll read the team out to you in a second, but there is one player you will recognise from the Clipstone team, Gareth Curtis, who started the season with Stocksbridge last season. Had a really good start, scored 2 goals in the game against Dunstan on the opening day, also scored key goals in the FA Cup as well against Prestwich Hayes. Unfortunately, the travel, he lives around this area, especially was a bit too much to play for Stockbridge, especially going to the North East games, which are tricky for those that live it around Stockbridge, never mind those that are travelling north to get here. So Curtis would return to the Midlands area with time for Clipstone and had a good season for them last year. And he'll be playing in the number 9 role today. I always get a little smirk from Roger as he goes past. So Clipstone standing over the ball, ready to kick this pre-season friendly off here. Just wait for the referee to give everything the okay here. And here we go. So Clipstone FC in the white shirts, black shorts, black socks, kicking from left to right, while Stocksbridge Park Steels in the red shirt, red shorts and red socks, kicking from right to left. Long ball forward from Clipstone, looking for the left wing here. Lemon is covering it, will clear out, so throwing quickly in into the netting over there. So throwing quick throwing here for Clipstone over on the left hand side. So it goes in, but it's quickly cleared by Mitch Langton in central defence there, as he is featured in the majority of pre-season. As it goes back to Clipstone's defender, they're switching out right, looking for the number 7 here. Going in and then on the overlap catches Dorman out here, ball going in, and it's just over the bar, not too far off itself, but quick start there for Clipstone. But it's back for a goal kick here for Ben Townsend now. Out quickly to Charlie Oglesby. Let's take a few steps forward before giving the short pass to Dortmund, who's impressed since signing this summer. And back to Oglesby, another step forward, and he's going to look long here, looking for the run of Jack Watson, who starts the first half here today. Head away, look for Rawson, who heads it back to Watson. But it's a free kick for Rawson going into the back of the Clipstone man. And it's a quick ball for Clipstone trying to catch him out, but it's going back to Oglesby. Gets it caught under his footer a second, but he does get it away to Dolman. Dolman's going to try and clip it over the top headed interception and then another header away from Clipstone, but Hogg's going to send it right back. Goodwin heads it on, and then it's back in the central defence and back to the Clipstone goalkeeper here, who's going to send it on back to left back, and but he's unable to keep it in. It's a throw into the Steels on the right hand side. Back with Lemon now just inside the Steelers half, but after taking the run up, he gets into the Clipstone half. Rawson heads it on. Poole gets a good touch onto it. Clip down, no free kick given, despite Ross Goodwin's protest, and it's going to be back in the Clipstone defence now. Sent long, looking for Gareth Curtis here, who's going to go find Langton, but Langton's able to head it away and gives it back into be a throw-in here for the home side. Quick throw-in taken back on to the left back, gets forward to their 11, being challenged by Lemon, goes centrally and almost bursting through there, but Lemon instead, Lemon's going to immediately look for the long ball, look for Watson. Watson looking to get the better of his man. It's a slip from the number 2, and but Watson just can't get it under control. The slide tackle gets away from the defender, but eventually Clipstone are able to clear there. Yeah, now with Dolman through to Turner, who's looking to turn away from his man and able to resist the pressure well. Has to turn backwards, go back to Watson. One touch pass back to Hogg. Going to clip over the top, looking here for Curtis Turner. Going to find Dolman on the overlap. Dolman, ball goes low, but easily collected at the edge of the 6-yard area and passed out of the way and then clipped onto the right wing. But that's going to go back to Charlie Oglesby here. Covers it well and allows it to go out of play now. Back to Townsend. The throwing goes. And they're finally getting some pre-season minutes after missing the first few friendlies of the season due to being on holiday. Well, Langton now gives it to Thomas Poole, collects it deep, sends it to Hogg. One touch pass now back to Oglesby. And then to Dolman, who will carry this one forward. He's got a few options ahead of him. Goodwin was advancing into a centre forward role there. He said he's going to go back in the centre midfield. He's turning now. Turner's going to look for the run of Jordan Lemon here, but it's a bit too much for him, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. 4 minutes gone so far, 0-0 here between Clipstone and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Thank you very much for listening here today. I can see a few of you joined us already. If you want to comment in a live chat here, we will try and shout you out during the game. As it's back into the central defence for Clipstone, and another team that seems to be quite happy to play about along the defence. I think that's increasing, but that's why you might not, because Goodwin's closing down and Goodwin's got space on the right wing. Goodwin looking for Awesome, but it's a good header away. It's out for a corner kick, the first of the game for the Steels. And that's why some of our more old-fashioned fans in non-league always don't like the defenders playing it from the back. They'll want it so long because if you can't do it particularly well, you will get players closing you down, and mistakes like that will happen. Stockbridge unable to punish that mistake at this point, but they will get a corner kick out of it. And while there has only been one goal from a corner during pre-season, they have looked good from it. It's a floating ball for Oglesby, who heads it on, and then Watson will head it on, and then it's collected, and it looks like there is going to be a stoppage for, I think, a clash of heads there. It's just immediately the player's corner for it. Watson and one of the Clipstone defenders down. It's a great save from the Clipstone goalkeeper as our physio Sam Ewens heads on, and so does the Clipstone one. I think it's the first time we've actually seen Sam Ewens have to go in during pre-season. So we're just going to have stoppages. So always worrying to see a clash of heads, especially with what we know about concussions and things of that nature. Hopefully both players actually will be all right to continue at such an early stage here in this friendly. So, nothing. Just to say, there was nothing like no foul from either player really. Both just two honest players going for the ball, trying to do the best to attack and defend respectively. But in the end, and it looks like Watson's going to have to go off here. I just seen the Stocksbridge players beckoning to Ian Richards that there's going to have to be a change just 6 minutes into this one. And it looks like Clipstone might be doing the same for their player. Will be something we will have to check up on with Ian afterwards. See, Jack Dolman's also been called over by Ian Richards to try and see what they're going to change things over, because they're all. You'd expect it would be someone like Ifya Fabu coming on a bit much earlier than you'd expect, but or maybe Dolman going into a more advanced role with the way Ian Richards summoned him over in particular for a discussion on what is going to happen next. looks like the Clipstone defender is back up to his feet, still getting tended to by the physio. Watson's still, well, he's onto his knees now, Jack Watson, at least. So that's it. Yeah, so what we just heard from the shouts on the pitch side, sounds like Jack Watson's going to need stitches. So I think so. Didn't look particularly good there, but and it's obviously not looking good. And actually, just as I've just seen Sam just go down the entire, I can see the blood on Jack Watson's face, which is not the most pleasant sight to see it. Just don't know what's going on there. Some stock they're not really around Jack at the moment, having a laugh themselves as they wait for whatever happened. I don't know if it's Watson or the Clipstone man who's going to need stitches. So just hearing one of the Clipstone players there, it sounds like one of the Clipstone ladders had a cut above his eye here, and Jack Watson's got it on the top of the head. I've noticed. I didn't realise I put McCaskill rather than Watson. Well, it might be McCaskill had to replace Watson on our screen here. Just seen it. Rich obviously running clubs over. In the comments, Rich tells how running club has gone because. And actually, if you are able to, if it doesn't come up with spam, link people to it so anyone who's listening can join our running club on Monday nights if they wish. And hello, Luca DeFalco, one of our players there in the chat. Might as well turn it into a Q&A with Luca DeFalco in the comments while we're just waiting for this to be resolved. Go on, anyone in the chat, ask Luca DeFalco any question you want. I'm sure he'll answer. See, because we are still in a gap here. Pete Goldshaw, our coach, is just heading on there to help as well. Sam's just applying the bandage to Jack now. As we continue to so it is. So we are basically what would be 10 minutes into the game. This is interesting. I don't know if we'll get the added time added on here for this. Maybe a couple of minutes compared to like the 0 we've been having. It sounds like from the Clipstone player saying that we probably will be resuming very shortly. The Clipstone player, by the way, is back and is going to be continuing play. And Watson is now fully back to his feet, bandage on, and Pete's going to take him off the pitch set now. And it's his replacement is Lewis McCaskill, who's already on the pitch waiting. And we will resume with the goalkeeper having the ball in his hands after making what was an impressive save from Jack Watson. He's going to go straight out. He claims on the left-hand side. Continuing to press from Clipstone. They're in the corner flag there. Pass it back, but Goodwin goes in with a tackle. Clipstone retrieved, but now it's Poole who's going to look to turn this into a counter-attack. So through to Curtis Turner. Allows the ball to roll around him. Looking for McCaskill. Pass goes short. Intercepted. And number 2 going around. But McCaskill works hard and almost gets it off him. But now they will continue the ball and get it back to left back here. So ball goes forward from Clipstone, headed away by Langton. Then Lemon keeps it in, and it's going to be a bit of head-to-head between the Stocksbridge players, like it's a training session before Langton just boots that one long, headed away by the number 6. McCastle's going to gather, and he's going to look to volley it down here to Rawson. And Rawson collects it on the right-hand side, and back to Jordan Lemon. Lemon's going to clip it in, Pool's going to flick it on, and it's going to be collected underneath the bar here by the goalkeeper. Throws it quickly out. Then back out to Oglesby. Clipstone aren't playing with 10, we just missed the goalkeeper's name when doing it, and Clipstone haven't updated their squad on the things, so we can't go back and collect it. If we're going to make that a bit more clear, we'll make that a bit more clear for you. As well goes switch play and looking for McCaskill. McCaskill's going to collect this just on the edge there, going to pass it back there, but no one there, cleared away by Clipstone, and it's going to go out for a throw it in here to the home side. It sounds like, just as I say, Sam Ewing's walked Jack Watson back to us. He's going to head to the physio room that they have here, but I believe we will get an official update at half time for you. McCaskill gathers the ball here. Passes it sideways to Thomas Poole, looking to roll away from it. Then back to Hogg, who is going to now try to get it to the right wing, but his pass is short, and now Clipstone will look to turn that into a counter-attack. Clipstone racing down the left-hand side, cutting inside now, but well tackled by Curtis Turner, gives it to Hogg, who's now going to get it to Rawson on the right wing. Rawson tried to get the pass man in mind, but he's blocked. It's a throw. Just seeing Richard said this, the biggest turnout, and 2 groups are now growing. Fantastic from the Stocksbridge running club. And News messing around the ground. That's a bit unfortunate. So back here to Langton, who gets it sideways now to Hogg. Now back to Dolman. Takes touch, going to get through to McCaskill on a lot earlier than he expected to be when he came to this game. Finds the overlap with Dolman. Dolman here is going to put the ball in. It's a good looking ball, but it's going to go out. It's actually been a foul on Dolman as he put the cross in. It's a free kick in a dangerous position for the Steels. And this one, Thomas Poole will love to deliver. So you just as we heard, it just seems like that Jack Watson's probably going to have to head to A&E to get some stitches. We'll also try and get you updates as we continue. Go on. Plenty of players gone forward. Most players in the box. McCaskill on the edge. Here comes the ball looping in, and it's a bash into the keeper by Oglesby, and that's going to be the free kick. Keeper was always going to claim that until Oglesby decided just to slam into him. And now we'll be back for free kick. So we are 15 minutes gone in this game, though we haven't really seen 15 minutes football. It was quite a long stoppage for that clash of heads we saw between the Clipstone defender and Jack Watson. Is 0-0 as we wait for the goalkeeper, the number 2 calling for it quite keenly, and it's going to be head a bit beyond him to the number 7. Dolman heads it away. Now the number 2 will get it. He's headed it forward. Oglesby heads it back, and it's out for a throw in here, right in front of me here for Clipstone. Back to the number 2. Get it to the 7. Goes backwards in centrally, and then they're going to flip it out to that left-hand side. Poole is covering, but he's got the beating of the pace before Poole's able to get back, gets a foot on it, and then there's a bit of a sliding tackling that's gone off Poole last, and it's going to be a kick for Clipstone, their first of the game. We'll see. Good test for the Steels to try and practice their set-piece defending, which has been mostly solid throughout this pre-season. So number 2 who plays right back going over to the left corner there to take this. With players in the box, 7 players in the box. Townsend misses his punch, but everyone else misses it as well. The free collects it on the right wing. Left-footed cross. Goes in. Header in from Clipstone, but Townsend collects this one. Bit of concerning miss from Townsend there, but in the end, it's in his hands, and that's where he'll like it the most. Rolls it out to Langton now, who takes it forward a few steps looking for his options. Hogg coming short as one. So is Poole, who drops in deep again to collect the ball, and he's going to send one long looking for Rawson's run. He does find it on the right wing. He's not really got any central options, and he's going to find Goodwin on the overlap. He's only got McCaskill as an option, and as he puts the ball in there, the four is able to collect it and clears it. But only back to Lemon. Lemon takes a touch and gets through to Turner. Turner trying to get down that right-hand side here. Then back to Poole, pass it back now to Langton, just about kept in by the former Staveley man as he gives it to his former Staveley teammate Poole, and back to Langton, who is standing on the ball basically as he gives it targeting back to Langton, as I've said a few times now, and now clipped over the top to no one in particular. Collected by the Clipstone defence. Sent to their number 4 will get pressed, but he's going to a good looking ball there to the left hand side, and it looks like Clipstone winger might have the beating to Jordan Lemon here. He gets to it, faces up with Lemon, cuts in on the outside, cross goes in, deflected, Hogg heads it back towards the left wing before Langton gets header onto it, but it's collected by Clipstone on the left hand side. First cross is blocked, and then it's back into midfield, and then back into the defence here for Clipstone as they look to build around the Stocksbridge team with all Stocksbridge players back. Ball through to the right winger, looking for the overlap, but has to be given back number 2. His run was stopped, and then he gets a little trip from McCaskill, and it's a free kick to the home side. Short free kick taken. Stocksbridge players have to shout at each other to remind them that they're actually still playing a game of football here, as Clipstone advance on it, running through, little stumble, and still with Clipstone though. They get it to the right wing. Then back to the right back, who first time ball looking, he looks quite good, and then headed away by Oglesby. And then Poole tries to get somewhat touch, gets a few touches, and then could turn this into counter attack if he can get control of it. But he slows the game down, gives it to Goodwin, who tries to find Rawson and can't. Ball is cleared, and the number 9 Gareth Curtis is going to get this on the left wing here, close to the corner flag. Right-footed ball going in. It's a good-looking one off the back of Oglesby. Second shot goes in and just wide of the far post. Closest we've seen to a goal so far this game. Stocksbridge's clearance not very confident, goes to the edge of the box. It's a great hit from the Clipstone man, but he drills it wide of the post. Remains 0-0 here after 19 minutes. And yes, I did find Clipstone. It's not a team I'm too familiar with before I found out we had this friendly yesterday, other than the fact I knew Gareth Curtis had come here last year. Actually, just basically quite a simple run here through Chesterfield and Mansfield to get here. A team that tends to swap between weather leagues because of its awkward positioning between the United Counties League and the Northern Counties, depending on who's in their various leagues that year. As it just goes back to Townsend here, who takes a touch before sending the pass out to Oglesby. Oglesby carry it forward to Hogg. Take touch, turns, going to carry him forward with it. Tries to get through to Rawson, but it's a poor pass, easily intercepted by the forward, who's done very well in central midfield for them today. And he's going to get it all the way back to the goalkeeper here. Ball going forward here, looking to get to the left wing, but Lemon heads it away. Poole hooks it down well before his pass is blocked, but it stays with Poole. Back to Lemon, knocks it long. McCaskill drops short to collect it, gets it caught under his feet, but keeps control of it. McCaskill going to run at his defender and then slips it to the right wing for Goodwin. Good looking pass. Goodwin here will collect, but he's been forced backwards here. Tries to get side to McCaskill, looking for Goodwin's overlap. Blocked still with McCaskill. Tackle's going to go in, and he's going to continue. McCaskill going to continue with 5 for it, but then eventually Clipstone is able to clear it away. Lemon has it now, going to come on. Goodwin's trying to get onto the end of this one. He does. He tries to get it through his defender, but he gets enough of a touch on it to get it away. Clipstone looking now for the counter-attack. Number 10 here. Hardwick advancing on the team. Hardwick continuing. Hardwick's going to look for the ball to the far end, but no one was there, and it's overhit as well, and it's going to be a goal kick here. Good counter from Clipstone. Good idea, capitalising on a few too many Stocksbridge men committed forward, but in the end, it was the pass was overhit, and that lets Stocksbridge off there. Here for Mitch Langton, who carries it forward. Trying to skim the ball across, looking for Lewis McCaskill. It's a good pass to McCaskill, who's going to face with his defender. He's going to look for the overlap of Dolman. Dolman fighting for it. He's just going to lose out to that. Continuing to fight as the number 7 has to clear it away, and it goes out for a throw in here. Good pressing from Jack Dolman there, who's going to get the 60 minutes today. Hey, with Tinker coming on for him at the 60-minute mark. And I'll tell you about my annoyance with Jack Tinker when he comes on, because I have a bone to pick with him. And Hog here gets it sideways to Jordan Lemon. Lemon going to try and find Goodwin. He does find Goodwin after a missed tackle. Goodwin takes a shot. It's a drill shot and not far off wide of that post. Closest Stocksbridge have been to a goal so far this game since the Watson header. That unfortunately led to him having to be substituted. Just the ball over on the left-hand side of the pitch, which is not an end here. It's one of the blocked off end, like a bit like the sidelines at the opposite sideline at Stocksbridge. As McCaskill's almost in. McCaskill clipped, and it's going to be a penalty kick steal. So the goalkeeper there passes it to defender. His clearance is blocked by McCaskill. McCaskill fights for it and trips, and McCaskill's staying down, clutching his leg, it seems there, and the Steels will get a penalty. And McCaskill is back to his feet here. So Luke Rawson will step up for the spot kick now. Scored 4 goals already this pre-season, has scored 1 penalty against Maltby already in pre-season. He makes a case to be the penalty taker. Rawson takes it, sends the keeper the wrong way, and Stocksbridge are ahead in this one. So the penalty came out of just, well, absolutely nothing really, as McCaskill's closing down caused problems, and then he got tripped on his way through as he tried to make the most of that defensive mistake. Then Rawson steps up, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, ball in the bottom left corner, and Stocksbridge are now 1-0 ahead here. As I can just hear Ben Townsend said he's having the next penalty. And having seen his penalty against Stockton Town in the shootout last year, I don't think anyone would complain if Townsend was on penalties. It was the best one of the lot. As Oglesby missed that ball as he went forward, but it's going to just go back here to Townsend now. Langton gets it through to Hogg. Hogg under pressure is going to have to give it back to Oglesby. Oglesby and then give it back now to Townsend. So 24 minutes into this game, the Steels lead 1-0 thanks to a spot kick from Luke Rawson. Langton will clip it long, and it's the number 2 heads it away with McCaskill hovering behind him. Turner crunching a bit. Thought there was a handball there from Hardwick, the number 10 there, but not being given, as it's going to go back to the 2 who gave away the penalty, and he clears it away. Oglesby's going to head it out, challenging the ball with Curtis, and he's going to come into the stand here. Throwing it into the Turner. Turner will cover as he goes back into the Clipstone defence now. Tack carrying the ball forward, trying to get it through, and it's still in the midfield. He has to be forced backwards, and he has to go all the way back to the goalkeeper now. Steel's pressing working well at the moment. Ball goes through here to left-hand side, almost kept in by Clipstone. Is going to be a throw-in here for Lemon to take on that right-hand side. Back for Langton now, who rolls it to Hogg. Man, back to Langton. Langton, I think we're expected to go into central midfield in the second half. Clip long here, looking for McCaskill, but headed away by the 6, and then Poole gets a good first touch. Goodwin, who doesn't realise he has the ball for a bit before he is trying to take it forward, goes through a slight challenge before he eventually goes over, and then the ball goes long from Clipstone as they defend it and clear it, but Oglesby has it covered. Now with Dolman, gets it through to Turner, but Turner, he's a bit too hard to turn in. He's gone back to Clipstone, and Clipstone get it on the right wing here. The number 10 doing all he can to keep it in, and he just about has. Going to face up here with Oglesby on the right wing. He's got help from the 2, who puts the first time cross in, goes to the 15, who takes out wide, ball looking for the far post, and it's over. Everyone's heading out for a goal kick. So Clipstone doing well to capitalise on the initial mistake from the Steels, but not able to get the final pass then. Langton now will carry it forward. And to Poole, who gives it back to Langton. And Hogg seems happy to have it in defence at the moment. Now they're leading 1-0. 26 minutes gone in this game. Langton it's just happy to keep it in defence now, so is they going to switch it long and go to Oglesby, and Oglesby is going to clip it long, looking for McCaskill, but the pass is off target. It's going to be a throw, and it's actually Mark Fretwell on the sidelines here who's caught that one. Watching with our Vice Chairman Roger Gissing and our Club Secretary Dave Towler. So it's just with a 2 here for Clipstone. Immediately they try to pass it back to the defender, but it goes out of play, and the Steels will get this throw in now. So Dolman here, look for his option, gives it Turner back to Dolman. Lay through to McCaskill, who had a few runners, but he can't find him, so he gives it back to Turner, who's just trying to cross the pitch in a horizontal manner. Now gives it to Lemon as it goes to the right-hand side here now to Poole, who's been forced backwards, back to Lemon again, and Lemon's going to try and run his way through, but he gets a little nibble and gets a free kick for it as well. Free kick for the Steels, about 35 yards out on the right-hand side of the pitch. So Poole here hanging over the free kick. We've seen how good he is at set piece deliveries throughout last season. He's looking for the far end, and the number 2 has to boot that one away as it goes into the tree over at that side, and some poor volunteer's got to go fetch that one later. So it's a corner kick now as the edge that just stayed in that tree. I thought it was going to drop down into the garden back there, but nope, one for a young volunteer to get, I think. Poole here will actually kick it short here to McCaskill, then back to Poole. Poole, first touch, gets it through, but then blocked off by Clipstone, who clear it off Poole and out for a goal kick. The short corner routine not really working there. So we just want to thank our sponsors now. There's a lot of sponsors that have helped us out as a club this season. We thank them all. If you would like to become part of that group, please go on to stocksbridgeps.co.uk. There is a player sponsorship tab, as well as just a general sponsorship tab. There's lots of different options, from player sponsorship, from staff sponsorship, and advertising hoardings, and even stadium sponsorship. If you go on there, you can see our prices, and you can really help us out, because without sponsors, non-league football would not exist as it does. So just want to thank our sponsors: Airflow, UC Build, Presto, Steel FC, DB Sports, Future Fires, GenFab, and Bradford Brewery. And we want to thank all our player sponsors as well. Ball going long here to the 11. It's gone all the way through. Langton's covering it. It's Langton's pressure that almost came off the back of Langton and looped over Townsend, but Townsend is able to get over and claim it. Could have been a bit of a embarrassing, that one there, for everyone involved. Oglesby here will take this forward now with Dolman. Gives it back to Oglesby as so really have pressed forward. It means there's not as many options in midfield for him, so they're going to give it back to Townsend now. Slips it out to Langton, who takes the touch. It's a good touch, and then he's going to clip it long. He's looking for the run of Ross Goodwin, who's going to right wing here, and he's going to cause a problem. And Clipstone are forced to clear out for a throw in here on the right wing. Oh, hello, I can see Ashington supporter. What people who made, well, I believe that was the highest listened to commentary for a long time, the FA Cup match against Ashington at Brackenmore. Obviously, on 26th of August, we will rematch with Ashington after that disappointing 3-0 FA Cup loss for us in that replay. Hey, we look forward to seeing you then. It'll be a fantastic tie. Ball going in, headed away. It's going to be Turner who hits it first time, and he just can't really get a full clean connection on it. It dribbles wide in the end. Yeah, looking forward to that one, Ashington, on the 26th of August. A rematch of that FA Cup game. Be interesting to see what happens without the intensity of it being a cup competition. Obviously, Ashington trying to get used to step 4 after their promotion from the Northern Premier League last year, beating Glossop North End in that playoff match. McCaskill has the ball now. Put it into midfield for Luke Hogg. Rolls around with the ball as he again has to give it back to Oaks, who no options in front of him. Now it's back to Hogg, who's to the side of Oglesby, and will take it forward. Looks for the run of Langton to the right, and he takes it forward. Langton's carrying well forward with Hogg covering him at the back. Going to try and slip it through to Turner, but it's blocked and cleared, and it's Gareth Curtis who's going to try and do the counter, but he's got 3 defenders on him, including Ross Goodwin. Gareth Curtis, he falls backwards here. He's going to try and pass him into Hill, but he's been intercepted by Turner and laid off to Lemon. And Lemon's going to look for the pass to McCaskill, and the offside flag is up on him. And I think he was right, despite McCaskill being a bit unhappy with it. And McCaskill, what's Ben Lewis McCaskill's just looked at Roger, Dave, and Mark over there, and Tom Arthan, and just immediately got the shake of the heads from them. So I think Lewis was looking for the linesman made a bad decision. I think he made the right one there. Lemon on the ball now. He's been forced horizontal and then has to pass it back. It's a poor pass back and it's going to let Clipstone in, but then that pass was poor and it gives it back to Langton and now it's back with Lemon again, hoping to do a better pass this time. He's looking crossfield to McCaskill. He's onside this time, McCaskill. But the face-up defender is going to cut inside in a central position. Tries to lay the pass off to Rawson. Rawson collects, has to let a defender past him. Rawson goes into the right-hand side of the box, looking for the option, going to try and put the ball into the box, but it's cleared away by the two at the edge of his own 6-yard area. Clipstone back with the ball now. And they're going to look for the ball looking for Gareth Curtis, but it's off target and it's with Oglesby. Curtis not particularly happy with his service on that one. So it's just back here. Just so I did some of our comments here. It's back now with the Clipstone goalkeeper. It's 33 minutes gone in this game so far. As McCaskill just threw one of his shin pads off to the side pitch near here. I'm surprised Tom hasn't run over to collect that as a souvenir. Here's McCaskill's now. So it's currently out for a throw in here. I believe over on the right, close to our own corner flag. It is a Steels one. I mean, has been a bit of a slow-paced pre-season affair, though. A couple of chances for both sides. Lemon with a long throw down the line, looking for Goodwin, but it's headed away from him back into midfield for Clipstone. And it's got cut the touches. Not the greatest, and it's out for another Stocksbridge throw about midway through our own half. Throwing going down the line, and then he goes here to Rawson and back to Goodwin, who's going to try and get through, but he almost got a little trip there. And Goodwin carries him forward, gives it to Casco, tries to put a ball into the box, but it's not great and it's cleared. And Clipstone are going to carry away now after Stockbridge attempt to put it back in his there. Loft the ball at the top for Curtis, try and get onto. Townsend comes out of his box to head it away, and it's going to be Clipstone trying to carry him with header, but it's a foul into the back of their own player, and it's a free kick for Clipstone. 30 to 35 yards out, just a bit to the left of the pitch. It's a quick one in, and then the ball goes in. It's a quick free kick there, almost catching Steels out, and it was almost went out for a corner there off Oglesby, but Langton's able to recover that clear. I guess it's Poole, and it's a good turn from Poole, and the counter-attack's on here if he can get the pass through to McCaskill. Didn't have the most power on it. That's going to allow a few of the players to get back. McCaskill looking to get through, but a good tackle in, and Goodwin's going to try and get it through. He gets a touch onto it, but it is then cleared, and now it's back with Oglesby. Stockbridge haven't really been the most of counter-attacks during pre-season, which is something I hopefully will improve on during the season itself. Sometimes the pace in the passing has not been there. And it's just with Langton now, who likes to come very much out of centre back here. He's off Lemon on the right side, crossing from the right, and it's a header from Turner, and then that's going well. McCaskill just slices the ball as he tried to shoot at the far post. McCaskill's collected it, right footed cross, going and looking for Rawson. Rawson heads it down and into the side netting. Some good play there. Lewis McCaskill, even though initially obviously sliced the ball at the far post where he could have made it 2-0, he's done really well to work hard, recover that ball, and then put another good cross in. Rawson there rising higher than anyone else to head it, but he can only put it into the side of the net. Still 1-0 here. 36 minutes gone. The Clipstone keeper just sent the ball just right out of play onto the halfway line opposite us. As it's now back for Langton, who will take a touch before sending it back to Townsend now. Then back to Langton, and they'll carry it forward. Then to Poole as Stocksbridge is passing on the defence as they probe here. There's now through to Goodwin, now to Lemon, who's pushed forward on the right wing. His ball forward is being deflected and out for a play for another throw. Stockbridge continuing to push forward, looking for see if they can get a second before the end of the half. as it goes back now to Langton, sideways pass to Hogg. He's looking for his options now as he just stops on the ball, and then we'll send it back to Langton to the right of him. Langton looking for the pass for Poole. Poole's got the beat of his man as he's going to try and put the cross over Rawson's head, and cleared at the last moment by Clipstone, with Curtis Turner advancing into the 6-yard box. Back with Stocksbridge now. Luke Hogg on the ball. Gives it here to Oglesby. Now, short pass here to Dolman. Dolman, right foot pass forward to Rawson, who's been forced deep as he gets turned, and Turner's going to move into that space at Rawson's left. Rawson will go horizontal, give it to Poole. Poole lays it off to Lemon. Lemon, right footed ball in, blocks. Lemon's going to try and race to get onto it, but it's going to be carried away here by the Clipstone man. Lemon does, though, pinch a tackle. It gives it back to Oglesby, who gives it now to Poole into midfield. So Stockbridge keeping some pressure up at the moment. Poole's looking for the pass to McCaskill. He's found him on the left-hand side. He's just moving into the box now on the left-hand side, looking for the crossing, finds the crossing, and he misses everyone in the box. It's a good cross, no one able to get on the end of it. Collected by the 11 here for Clipstone on the left-hand side. I think that's Ingram there as he carries on into central field and lays off for the man I think is Hardwick. Continues to lay it off, and it's McCaskill who comes back, sliding interception from him. He gives the ball back to Stocksbridge. Clipstone struggling to maintain possession at the moment. Probably doing a good job just controlling the game. As it's with Thomas Poole and going to clip it long, looking for Jordan Lemon. Here he finds him on close to the corner flag. Ball going in, and has to be claimed confidently by the Clipstone goalkeeper, with Rawson waiting behind him. So back now with the Clipstone goalkeeper. Sent long. But again, it's not a great distribution. He's good as it's gone straight out of play. I can see the number 7 here for the home side looks a bit frustrated with it. And is now, well, I think he's shouting instructions to the goalkeeper what to do next time. Lemon throws it in here to Langton, who takes a few steps forward, and then we've got a few options in front of him, and he's not going to get him just yet. He's going to stay on the ball for a while, not even being pressed at all, really. He then takes the short one to Hogg. Then back to Thomas Poole on the right-hand side. He's going to keep on looking here for McCaskill, but he's cleared out and going to be a throw-in on this right-hand side now. So, 39 minutes gone in this game so far. It's 1-0 to Steels, thanks to a Luke Rawson penalty. And Lemon, I think, will just take the short one back to Langton. Langton takes a touch, going to turn the one, and then right-footed ball in, looking for that far post. Goodwin gets a header onto it, but there's also a punch from the keeper that stops it, and Turner has to collect it outside the box. Turner looks for the option, gets through to McCaskill. One touch pass to Turner. He's going to allow Turner to break down the left-hand side. He's then immediately challenged by the 5. He's forced backwards here to McCaskill. McCaskill faced up with his man. He's trying to get through, and he gets slide tackled down. And it's going to be a free kick. Number 2 doesn't look particularly happy. I think he thinks that McCaskill dived there. So it's going to be a free kick on the left wing here for Stockbridge. And a yellow card there, which we don't normally see in preseason. We did see Jack Watson, the man who's gone off injured, get one, but that was for a challenge that probably would have got a red card in a normal game at Emily. But a yellow card for, well, standard yellow card foul in pre-season. Normally they can get away with them in friendlies. So it's Poole here with a free kick on the left-hand side. A dangerous position. And the whistle goes, and here comes Poole's right foot across, looking for the far end, headed away by Clipstone, but it's not out of the box yet. Oza gets a header onto it, not very clean in that match. It will be more defensively than it was attacking, and Clipstone will look to launch a counter-attack to get his Curtis on the left wing. Good touch, and then he's looking for the overlap. He might find it here with the 11, but Townsend's rushed out really well to claim that and sniff that counter-attack out. It looked really good for a while there. But Clipstone not able to make the most of it on that occasion. Ball goes long from Townsend, looking for Rawson. Rawson fighting for it, but it's headed away from him. And it's going to be a little shunt from the Clipstone midfield that gets Turner off the ball, and it's going to be carried forward well by the 10. Good play from him as he takes it forward now to the 7 on the right. Ball goes in, but it's going to go over the bar there and curl and go over the bar. Goal kick for Stocksbridge. And then rolls it out for Langton here. Takes a few touches before, or we'll just carry on with it. Langton's very happy just to stand on the ball. He's got no pressure on him. He's just passed it out to Poole and he just got it right back again. Before giving out to Hogg now. Do wonder if this is the sort of side that we're seeing out at the moment that may well start in that opening game away at Stockton Town as Dolman comes and collects that ball and he's tackled and could allow Curtis in, but Turner has spotted that problem, covered it, passed it to Langton, and then Langton has sent it away. But back to midfield for Clipstone. Is Clipstone having a little good portion of pressure here as they get it out right to the right wing now. Pass centrally here, looking for the space as the 15 puts it through, but back to Curtis who gets it onto the right wing now. Got options in the box. It's a better looking cross here, and Townsend actually has to punch that one over for a corner kick. It's better from Clipstone. Their pressure really penning Stocksbridge back there, and it's forced that opportunity, forced the cross anyway. That Townsend wasn't really too short to do, but he had to punch it out to make sure it just didn't dip under his bar. So quite a few options in the box club. So going to take it short to the edge of the area, and Curtis just goes over the top. Shot goes in from the edge of the box, and it's blocked. Little off the training ground routine there that looked quite good for a while, but the Stocksbridge defence remained firm and blocked the shot that came from the edge of the area. I think it was the number 10 Hardwick who took that one. Lemon here will carry the ball forward before knocking it long, looking for McCaskill, but McCaskill tried to head it down for the Papa Rawson. Too tall though, as could have been a potential problem for Clipstone. They passed it away from the goalkeeper of Rawson on him. They were able to avoid him, and then McCaskill comes in for the close down and deflects a clearance out for a throw-in. Throwing that initially was going to get taken quickly, but now will be taken by the two here. 44 minutes gone in this game. It's 1-0 Steels after that penalty kick from Rawson. As Dorman looking for the tackle, and he keeps it in just about despite the appeals of the Clipstone players that you've definitely heard from the microphones. I think that's both shin pads off for Lewis McCaskill now. And it's now passed out short to Oglesby here, who will take it up before laying out to Dolman. Dolman takes it up before, and it goes back to Oglesby now, and Stockbridge happy to just basically pass it from Oglesby to the next player. But like in Checkers, well, Checkers draft card, I've got American because I played it yesterday on an American game. But Oglesby here will pass it sideways to Turner because he carries it forward. Wanted an option, shouted for the option, didn't get it, has to give it back to Oglesby in the end. Every Stockbridge player is going forward here, but no one's made the move yet as he goes short to Poole. Poole takes the touch, back to Turner again. Turner, I think, was initially thinking of Lemon, but decided against it. Will take the short pass to Langton, who then takes the short pass to Lemon, but Lemon gets tackled. It's out of play for a Stocksbridge throw-in. It is the 45-minute mark, but we're not really sure how much added time we're going to get after that clash of heads injury between Jack Watson and the Clipstone defender, the one that fought Watson off the pitch. Back here for Langton, who's going to look to get a sideways path there, but it's a poor one, and it's an opportunity for Clipstone to counter. They're going to carry it forward. Long ball looking for Gareth Curtis on the right wing. Curtis really rushed to try and get to it first, but I think he's not going to reach it. And I think the little push from Oglesby helps as well. With Dolman now, who's got under pressure from Curtis, but he's able to pass it to Langton, who gets it back to Oglesby, who's got more space. Gets it through here to Turner. And sideways now to Hogg will carry it forward. Ball goes long looking for Goodwin and then headed back away, and it's going to be into the midfield here for Clipstone, and they're going to clip it long looking for Curtis, but then Townsend once again punches, goes out, clips Curtis on the way with his foot. Nothing given either way, as Hogg just gets the ball in midfield, gives a one-touch pass now to McCaskill. McCaskill facing up with number 2, he's got the overlap option, Dorman, and you're going to give Dorman the ball with the overlap. Dorman here will potentially going to go cut inside, and McCaskill is an option, instead he's going to run at his defender and get tackled, but the ball just rebounds to Turner, who's going to recycle the ball as he gives it to Hogg here. Then sideways to Langton. Then to Lemon, who's going to look for the run of Poole on the right-hand side. Poole's getting it, but he's got number 4 behind him. That's going to limit his options of what he can do. He's forced backwards, back to Lemon, who's going to pass it back to Langton. Thought that was a good crossing position. Actually, surprised he didn't take it, as gives it to Hogg. Stocksbridge just happy to pass the ball around the edge of the box. Not really many balls attempts. Here comes a long ball attempt in. It's not a great one, but actually the number 2 there, as it took an awkward bounce, had to head it out of the for a corner kick with McCaskill at the back post waiting. Corner kick steals. So Thomas Poole heading over there as we wait for this next corner. Oglesby and Langton in the box. So is Lewis McCaskill and Ross Goodwin. A few players who are very strong in the air. He comes on looking for the far post, and I think it's a bit of a header. Well, I thought a header came off the Clipstone. The referee agrees actually, so it's going to be another corner from the opposite side there. Thomas Poole gets a chance to do an out-swinging corner, which personally I've always felt were his better corners. Much better to attack for the likes of Goodwin and Oglesby there, who will got quite a few goals between them last year. So did Mitch Langton. Langton always seemed to pop up when we go, and it was just the most important as well. Paul here with the options. He's going to drill it into the box, and everyone misheaded, and it's just about got away by Clipstone. It did ricochet a bit in the box there. And they have now got it into the Steel's half now as well with a free on the right wing. I think it's a good pass, and he's beaten the move of the number 15 there, but his ball there was, which he did hit it a bit unsighted, was blocked off by Turner, and then it's a quick ball out from Townsend. Look for Poole, who gets it down really well. Looks for the run of Rawson, but I think it's going to be a bit too much for him. It is. And now it's back in the feet of the Clipstone goalkeeper, who sends it long. Turner intercepts that long ball and heads it forward, but Clipstone then get it, but they head it right back as well to Langton. And as neither team can seem to pass it at the moment, because it was back with Clipstone, then it's back with Stocksbridge after a tackle. Well, neither team doing well at getting it, but they've sent it long now here for Turner. It's good by Turner, but the first touch can't get in past the defender, and then they're able to carry it away. And Clipstone going all the way with the one man here before sending it long, looking for Curtis, but it's well over everyone, and Townsend's just going to allow that one to go out for a goal kick. You know, we are waiting. It's one of those moments where we are basically any half time will come pretty much any time, depending on how much out of time they've decided to put on due to that injury and how much we want on, because it's a friendly at the end of the day. Langton will carry it forward, then send it long, looking for Lemon, who's burst forward, but it's going to be headed way back. Rawson battles for it well, gives it to Poole after winning that battle, but Poole is in one of his own. He's forced to pass it back to Hogg, and Hogg is forced to pass it all the way back to Townsend, who balloons it a bit, and it's going to be a fight in the air that is won by Clipstone and then given back to Stocksbridge, who then give it back to Clipstone into defence and then sent long and again given back to Stocksbridge there. Bit rough at the end of this first half as Langton sends a long one looking for McCaskill. McCaskill tried a little shunt off the defence to get it. He's better than that though, and he was able to head it away. It's with Clipstone now with number 15. Gets it to the right wing for the 7. Forced to pass it back into defence. Ends and then into the midfield, and this time we'll have to pass it back in amongst their defenders and midfielders, with Stocksbridge having got all their players back now. Tried to get through to the left wing as a one-touch pass and get some space on the left-hand side here. Ball's going in from the left-hand side. It's hovering, and he almost floated in at the far post, but Townsend didn't have cover of it, and there goes half-time. So it's 1-0 here between Clipstone and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Stocksbridge lead 1-0 thanks to a penalty kick. Lewis McCaskill forcing a mistake from the defender, then earning a penalty that Luke Rawson stepped up and sent the keeper the wrong way. We will see you in 15 minutes for the second half of this pre-season friendly. Hello and welcome back to this pre-season friendly here between Clipstone and Stocksbridge Park Steels. The Steels currently leading 1-0 thanks to a penalty from Luke Rawson. And as the game is getting back underway here, Stocksbridge kicking us off here in the red shirts, red shorts and red socks. And then Clipstone in the white shirt, black shorts and black socks taking from right to left. It's Poole on the ball immediately in the middle as he gives it back to Hogg. I say these guys will stick around to the 60th minute mark as Lemon just got a sliding tackle over him. He's put the ball over top, deflected, Poole collects it, puts the ball back to Rawson, takes the touch, shot blocked, and then Clipstone will gather it on the edge of their area and pass it away, despite the McCaskill causing a problem there for him. Headed away after that Clipstone clearance back with Turner now, gives it back to Langton, who saw a lot of the ball there in the game as he gives it through to Lemon, sends it long looking for Thomas Poole, and Thomas Poole looks to beat the keeper to it, but neither of them will get to it. He'll instead go out for a goal kick. So now we'll talk to you through the team that we have. Now the Clipstone team was read out, and I tried to transcribe it, but I'm not a secretary, so I'm not very good at that. So the team we have is, didn't get a keeper's name. It's Homer, Weaver, Taylor, Shaw, Extol, Gibb, Bonser, Gareth Curtis, who we know from being a former Steels player, Hardwick, and Ingram. The Steels team, which will be the case until at least the 60th minute mark, is Ben Townsend in goal, Jordan Lemon, Jack Dahlman, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Mitch Langton, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Lewis McCaskill, who came on for Jack Watson in the first half after Watson was injured following a clash of heads. We believe he's been taken to A&E to have some stitches put in. We will try and give you an update when we can on that. Ball go through to Langton, back to Goodwin, back to Hogg. Then some one-touch passing as Poole lays it off to Langton, who's come onto the right-hand side of the pitch here, carrying it forward. Gets it through to Turner, but Turner loses the ball, but he's fighting back to keep it, and Lemon keeps it in well. Back to Hogg now. Hogg's gonna just take the touch and he's gonna send one over the top, looking for Poole to run onto it, and he's got the beaten number 3. Here comes a one-touch cross in, blocked at the near post and cleared away by Clipstone. One thing you'll say about Clipstone is that they've been defending inside their own 6-yard area, has been very strong, and they've just won the ball in central midfield from Hogg, and a counter-attack is on for the home side. They've just laid it off for their 11, who's going to try and slip the pass through, but being blocked by Oglesby, and then Curtis almost goal poaches it in the end, but well saved by Ben Townsend and Stockbridge able to clear. And that's what we saw quite a bit of Gareth Curtis, just often just quietly moving into position. You don't really notice him until he's taken the shot. There was a lot of time when he did that for Stocksbridge. They did end up in the back of the net. Townsend foiling him on this occasion. The number 3 bursting forward here. Slip through there. To number 11, cross going in, blocked by Langton. It's blocked back to him by Hogg, and then it's cleared away. Rawson will fight for it. Foot in though from their number 6. They'll build from the back again here. 48 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to the Steels. So Clipstone have gone close through Gareth Curtis. As that a good sign tackle's going in there for Stockbridge. It's with Thomas Poole now. He's going to send it long looking for McCaskill. McCaskill can't get onto the end of that. It's back with the goalkeeper. So it's with number 4 now. McCaskill's come well to come back tackle him. He gets a bit of a knock on his knee as he went through, and he's going to slip it through now to Goodwin on the left-hand side, back to Dahlman, gets there to McCaskill, who had to stretch to keep that touch, but it goes to Goodwin. Ball going in. Rawson tried to control it, but it's knocked away from the last, and Clipstone are going to be able to clear it away. Poor clearance, so Jordan Lemon's going to get in, can keep the pressure on. Finds Rawson on the right wing. Rawson runs onto it. He gets a bit of hassle and tries to put the ball in. I think comes off a Clipstone man last. The referees agreed with me. It's a corner kick. The 15, they're not happy with that decision. Thomas Poole will head out for it for the outswinging corner on the right-hand side here. So we just seen the likes of Dolman, Hogg, and Lemon are the ones who stay back. Then Turner's outside the penalty area, about 30 yards out, and then everyone else, other than Townsend, of course, is in the box. Here comes the corner look for the far end. Clean head and well saved by the keeper. Still in play. Rawson trying to get it goalwards, but Clipstone now attack away. Charlie Oglesby there with the header, but a fantastic save there from the goalkeeper, hooking it away with his right hand to keep it at 1-0 now. It's back with Ben Townsend. Makes a touch and then Sends the diagonal ball to Thomas Poole, who takes it into his stride. He finds Lemon on the overlap. Good play from the Steels as they get down the right-hand side. Lemon stops the run, and now we'll look for the cross, looking for the far end, but it's beyond everyone and going to be into the goalkeeper's hands, who claims it well. And back now with as the floodlights start to flicker into life here. Ball going long, and Dalton can only get a header backwards onto it before Oglesby just boots it away. Back into central field for Clipstone now. They get it into attack, and they're going to have the run here of the number 10, who takes a touch, looking to get it right-footed, takes a shot, blocked. It's going to trail into the 6-yard area before Townsend. It just knocks it away as quickly as it can. It's going to be out for a corner kick to Clipstone. They've been much improved in this second half. Going to take the corner quickly here as well. I don't think even the Clipstone players were pretty much ready for it. Though a few of their players have just come into the box. Steels will need to pick them up as it's still on the right-hand side. Here comes the cross now, and headed over the bar by a Steels player. Another corner for Clipstone. So they've been a lot better, a lot quicker in attack in the second half. Waiting for it to head over onto that left-hand side now. Here comes another short corner to the number 3. First time cross going in, look for the far post. Peeled off, header into the 6-yard area. Missed from about 2 yards out by the number 10. It should be 1-1, but he's slipped as he's hit the ball there, and he's gone over the bar. Stocksbridge were caught out by that set piece routine, but they will keep their clean sheet for now. 52 minutes gone now. Ian Richards shouting his orders out. I don't think he was particularly happy with the defending from that corner. Townsend, I think, had a few words with Mitch Langton there before he's going off to take his goal kick, and he's going to take it short here to Oglesby. Oglesby will take it forward now as he gives it to Dom, and then back to Oglesby it goes. And the pass is back to Townsend and stretches him a bit. Townsend has to sprint to keep that from going out to play, but he does get it through to Langton now. Hampton will carry it forward. He's going to clip it long, looking here for McCaskill, but headed away, going to be headed into the box. Goodwin pressing, but well claimed by a keeper, with Goodwin just an inch away from the ball. Keeper is just holding on to it for now and taking time as Clipstone, who have had some good chances so far since coming back out for the second half. You can see the Stocksbridge subs that'll come on that Almark warming in that right-hand corner at the moment as Clipstone on a free kick foot over in a good position there. I believe number 7 being held by Dolman, and it's another chance for them. One of these set pieces, which have looked quite clever, very, very training focused. Well, these ones you can see they've practiced them. Though looking at this, I think it's going to be the traditional let's whip a good ball and try and get a head onto it. So, waiting for the one-man wall for Stocksbridge as they look to preserve this clean sheet. Here's right footed ball, good looking one. It goes into the 6-yard area. Unmarked Gareth Curtis, but Townsend touches it over the bar. Curtis gets a header onto it. It seems to work in slow motion, that header, and Townsend can just stretch to touch it over the bar and keep it at 1-0. He's been Gareth Curtis and Ben Townsend is becoming a bit of a duel in this second half as we wait for the next corner kick now. Just over there by that far corner flag. Here comes the left footer ball in the near post. Goodwin able to clear it the first time, goes and gets it the second time, but it is now going to go out to the right wing, and the cross goes into the far end, headed back into the 6-yard area. Rawson clears it, and it's going to bounce out for a throw in. Stocksbridge defend that one well. Back here for number 11 is going to leave this throw in. Or his number 3 who's had to come all the way over after that corner. He's been taking every corner, including ones on the right wing. Throw it, looking for Gareth Curtis in the box at the very corner. He knocks it off. Well, I think he knocks it off himself there, and it's going to be a goal kick. Steels. That pressure is going to be relieved for now. 55 minutes gone in this game. 1-0 to the Steels. Townsend, who's been taking them short, which is not the way Stocksbridge have traditionally taken their goal kicks over last season. We'll be interested to see if that continues going into the actual season, or if it's just a let's see if it works against Clipstone sort of thing, and maybe it's something we could think about as we have this game under a very pleasant evening here in Nottinghamshire. All going to go long from Hogg. Goes over everyone's head. Dolman was gone. Press one. McCaskill's chasing it down. It's going to be a throw in though to Clipstone after it does eventually go out of play. Throwing going along with me, head down, and then immediately I play another throwing for the home side, just about 15 yards down. Going to go into midfield, then back to the full, then back into defence. Sent long here. Curtis gets a good touch onto the right wing. This might unlock the defence here as Clipstone go down the right wing, fight with Dolman. And it looks like Dolman has won that fight. And Dolman will carry away and then clear it off the number 7 and get a goal kick out of it. Good defensive work from Dolman. Signed from Chesterfield this summer, becomes one of many former Staveley players to join the club. He's played for them on loan a bit last season. He did very well for them, and he's done particularly well for the Chesterfield under-21s, and now he will get a chance a bit at a higher level in step 4. He's going to continue playing for the Chesterfield and under-21s as well at the same time. So he gets a taste of youth football and a taste of senior football, which is a completely different kettle of fish, as anyone who's made that step up and will tell you. Back now for Townsend, who gets it sideways now to Hogg, who's going to take such forward to Turner, but a good into the 15. Good tackle goes in, gets a huge cheer from his bench for that one. It isn't throwing to Stocksbridge, but the effort being applauded by the Clipstone management team, Ian Cotton and Josh Parker. Throwing goes back to Charlie Oglesby. Takes a few steps forward before giving it to Dolman on the left-hand side. Sending it long. McCaskill heads it on, but Turner can't get onto the end of that. Cleared out, but Goodwin's going to head it back into that area, and then it's headed out of play for a throw into Stocksbridge. Do feel free if you're listening in the second half to comment on our live chat. We will try and shout some of you out during it if we get the chance to. Though, and with the fairly slow pace of this game, we probably will. Turner passes it back here to Hogg, and he's going horizontal pass behind us. Langton actually just doesn't get a foot onto it. He has to chase that down to his right. Does get onto it now, and he's going to give it back to Townsend. He's going to ignore some of the runs of his players, and Clipstone will press their defence out with that. Back with Turner, who sends it through to Hogg. Hogg going to look over the top to try and get it to Rawson. He's trying to get the beat to the number 6, and Rawson is looking to, gets the ball into 6 yard. He can't get enough onto it. It's simply cleared. Slice ball away, gets Hogg back onto the ball though. Hogg has been forced backwards all the way, stumbles over, no foul with a foot in. He does knock it back away, and it's going to be free kick, and Hogg is going to stay down there for a bit, but it looks like he should be able to return. Yeah, the game is still going on here, and it is going to be told. Well, we're going to get told to play on. As soon as we heard that, it was kicked out by the Clipstone man. So Weaver there, as I heard someone shout at him, and he does get the ball back from the throw-in fair play. Weaver here will send it long for Clipstone, looking for Gareth Curtis. Langton heads it away. Hogg will come to collect, and he's going to pass it back to Dolman, but he has to just hastily get that one away, put him under a bit of trouble, bit of a hospital pass. As McCaskill will look for the overlap of Dolman, and Dolman is going to burst full with incredible high speed from the fullback. He stops now though and passes it back here to Turner, then back to Dolman, who will give it back to Turner as Clipstone do hold their shape really well, and they tried for the overlap there, but I don't think Dolman went for the run, then it's cleared away. And it's now with Langton, who sends a long one forward, headed away though. Goodwin's dropped deep to win this header and tried to get it to pull, but only gets it to Weaver, who clears it out. And Curtis is going to try and chase onto this one, but it's Oglesby who passes it back to Townsend, who boots it up. Now with Lemon. Takes a touch shot to Poole. Poole will keep it in. Poole standing on the ball, gives it to Rawson. Rawson turns well and finds a load of space in front of him. Rawson gets it to Lemon. Lemon right-footed ball in, a good-looking one, but the keeper claims it, spills it a bit, but is able to claim it again on the second attempt. And Townsend's had his opinions on it as well. That it's a good ball from him, just no one else getting the end of it, and the keeper done really well to come out of his box to claim that. Heading to the halfway line. McCaskill here just trying to get out of those problems as they give it to Poole. Poole's going to carry it for. Poole's going to go for the long distance shot, goes for glory, and he's hit someone's car out in the car park with that one. Don't worry, the bit he's hit is the player's car park, so he's only hit his own car if he's hit anyone's. He's part of the, I think, what we call the infamous Chesterfield bus, as they call it. Quite a few of Stocksbridge's players nowadays come from the Chesterfield area, all get lifts together. I don't think we joke it's a Chesterfield bus. They actually need an actual bus to get them all in one vehicle at this rate. Especially with the rights of like Dan Grayson, who signed recently, is from Chesterfield, as well as Jack Dolman, as well as lots of like Thomas Poole and Ross Goodwin and Jordan Lemon, all being from that area, and Ben Townsend as well. In midfield here as Hogg will knock it forward and gives it to Rawson, who knocks over the top. McCaskill will chase it, but the goalkeeper's come out really well to clear that one. Well, it comes off the back of Lemon to Weaver, and then he tries to get through, but Lemon blocks that. It's out for a throw in here on the left hand side, and the fans are getting it back in quickly, so a quick throw in can be taken. Weaver tried to get through there, but Lemon will clear it away. Rawson's going to chest that one down to Poole. Good control from Poole as he takes it forward. Poole going forward with some pace. He's looking for the pass through, and it's a deflect ball through that might sweat for Stocksbridge. It's well claimed there by the goalkeeper with, I believe that was Curtis Turner, trying to make the most of a deflector ball, bouncing more favourably to Stocksbridge than it did Clipstone. So we are at the, well, we're at the 61st minute mark, and all the Stocksbridge substitutes are currently standing by the bench, ready to come on at the next time they can. Is the number 2 then heads it out, and that will be it. So we will see the Stocksbridge substitutes coming on now. So we've seen one of them coming already. Lewis McCaskill came on for Jack Watson due to that clash of heads injury. So Jack, there's trying to remember them all now after being told before him, but Jack Tinker is one of the people coming on. So is Bailey Ty Baker, Henry Hampshire as well, in coming replacing Townsend in goal. Ife Afebu also coming on. I'm just trying to see who might be coming off for Afebu. Ross Goodwin has come off, I've noticed as well. So maybe Thomas Poole, I think Thomas Poole going into centre forward here, and Rawson has come off. So we'll update that on our YouTube stream as best we can. Oh, pre-season is fun for this sort of thing. As the ball gets clipped in there from Clipstone, they head it out, and it's headed out again, and then just goes back into the Clipstone defence, who knock it out for another Stocks to throw a Clipstone throw in actually. And it's good tackle there, and going to be out. Grayson also has come on as well. Grayson's first game as an official Stocksbridge player after signing, earlier today it was. And Grayson's another former Chesterfield youth product that comes to us, been playing at centre-back in this pre-season. Another Chesterfield youngster, like if you're favourite one of the substitutes, he was there a bit earlier, and Rawson as well, who's gone off. Grayson on the ball now, actually, as he passes it here to Hogg. Hogg's got some pressure on him. He's going to give it back to Hampshire here, who's going to pass it straight out now to Oglesby. Tries to get through, but it's a poor pass. It's intercepted by Clipstone, though. It's well in from McCaskill, who worked hard to save that one and then gives it back now to Grayson. Gets through to a Fabe, who gives it back to Langton now. Now back to Grayson, who's already getting plenty of touches on the ball as he sends it on long, and it's going to be headed back to his own goalkeeper by the Clipstone defender there. You can just hear Oglesby shouting some instructions of Dan Grayson not to do balls like that. Was the too long didn't read version. Remains 1-0 here. Clipstone sent one long, and they had a one against Tinker, and then trying to send it through, but it's been well covered by Oglesby, who was able to get back to Hampshire, who then boots that one clear. Gets it. Not a great touch there from Turner, but he gets it to Tinker. Tinker can only put it behind him, and he's being tackled there. And now Clipstone will look to launch the attack here. They're looking for the number 11 here, but it's beyond him here. 11 will go and chase that one down, keeping it. It's good hard work from him. Back to Weaver. Weaver will take a touch. Takes it beyond Baker. Cross going in a very high one, looking for the far post. And I think Tinker gets a bit of a touch on the defence side, but it still goes into right back. Ball going in, comes off Tinker's back and then into Hampshaws. There was an appeal for handball from the Clipstone defence, but it was a bit half-hearted. Hampshaw's clearance comes off the back of a Clipstone midfielder there, and Clipstone's going to go look for the attack now, but Faber's going to kind of stop the speed of it there, and now they will look to a bit more slower, more methodical build up now from the home side. Back in midfield now, 15, going to try and slip it through, but well blocked up by Hogg, spins very well, then back to Baker, who gets it through, ball through to a Faber. Faber going to run at his man for getting it through to Turner. Turner carries on down the right hand side. Ball through is deflected and then easily cleared, but it goes back to a Faber here, who's going to carry it a bit, gets it through to Poole, who's forced backwards, and a good tackling on him, forcing him further backwards, but Poole remains on the ball. Hogg now gets it sideways to Langton, back who's in central midfield now. Then back to Oglesby, and then through to McCaskill. McCaskill's going to burst forward. He's got some pace. McCaskill, as he looks to get through, but it's a good standing challenge. Stopped him for a second, but McCaskill gets it back now. So with Tinker, who is getting pressured, and he's forced to pass it back, and it's not a great one. He gives it back to Gareth Curtis here. And he's getting back defence, and then McCaskill as well to almost rob him then, but the clearance does get away. Back now here with Grayson, who's getting some harassment from the 11. It's good pressure, but he is able to get back to Hampshire. Gets it now to Baker. Gets it now to Turner. Turner over the top looking for Thomas Poole, but the keeper's going to rush out and claim that one. Just going to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are the reason why Stocksbridge Park Steels can keep going. That's why pretty much every non-league club can keep going is through the sponsors who give us the money to be able to, well, run everything that a club needs to run. So we want to, obviously, if you want to sponsor us, whether you want to just do a player sponsorship, whether you want to do a pitch side hall, whether you want to sponsor the stadium and have the Brackenmore named after your company, do go on to stocksbridgeps.co.uk and you will be able to do it. We've just seen some substitutions from Clipstone here as well, but I have no idea. We'll have to wait till the answer. We might get clues on and off. So our sponsors are, to tell you about, who have already pledged to support us: Airflow, UC Build, Presto, Steel FC, DB Sports, Future Fires, Genfab, and Bradford Brewery. We'd like to thank them all for their support during this season, where we hope to go even further than we did last year. Tinker here will throw it in to McCaskill and back to Tinker, and he's just been harassed a bit, and he's going to pass it now back to Oglesby, who's going to get it back to Hampshire. Now, one touch pass now to Grayson. Grayson will carry it forward as he gives it now to Langton. Touch pass through to Turner. Turner will pass it back to Hogg now, and then back to Langton, who tried to find Oglesby there. He does get it. Oglesby will have to run onto it though before passing it forward to Tinker. It's a poor control from Tinker, but Tinker gives the second touch, is able to send it forward, and he's going to get it back to the goalkeeper. Chad Tinker, who, can I just say, as he was coming out for the warm-up, stole one of my chips, so I'm not happy with him for that. I was enjoying my dinner here. £5 here for a burger, chips and a drink. Fantastic bargain food. It just makes you think how cheap a day out you can actually have at non-league football, because I think I saw the ticket prices here were £5 for a normal match. I'm not sure what it was today, but £5 for that, £5 for a burger, chips and drink. That's £10 for him that day out. Is, I'd say, a pretty decent deal. As Langton put under some pressure, but he does get it back to Grayson, who sends it long looking for Poole. Going to get it back though, and Clipstone have it. Clipstone been a lot better in this second half. And then it's going to be a throw in there after the 15 can only kick it out of play. Clipstone players not particularly happy with that decision. So we are 69 minutes gone in this game. It is 1-0 to the Steels. That Luke Rawson penalty being the only goal that's come in this one. As Baker passes it shot to Langton, then back to Grayson, who gives it all the way back to Hampshire. Takes the touch, Hampshire, before giving it back here to Grayson and then to Langton. Langton, who is in central midfield for this since the substitutions. He has dropped back to touch defence to collect it as Turner gets well through to Poole and looks to find the run of Fabu, but well blocked, and a good flying challenge gets back to midfield. Langton there thinking about putting a long ball forward. Instead, he's going to take the short option to Grayson, who gets it now to Baker on the right hand side, then back to the centre back Grayson, then to Langton. And again, we're in this pattern of central midfield drops deep to Milton, make a back three. As Grayson now will send it long, looking for the run of Afebu. Can Afebu just keep it in? No, he's just not able to get there. There was appeals for an offside that was never going to matter anyway because he didn't get to it. So back there, keep almost gets closed down there by McCaskill, but manages to get away with it because currently having built out of their defence. Clipstone, where they have been, it was a mistake from building out from the defence that led to the goal, which is going to lead to quite a few of the old-fashioned fans. But Clipstone on the attack here, they get it onto the right wing. But it's a good tackle in from Jack Tinker, and it's out for a throw-in next to the flag. Good, powered by the chippy store from me, and it's giving me a chip on the shoulder, that. So it's just going to be a throw-in on the right-hand side there to Clipstone. Goes in and back to him and looking for the pass through. They get the pass through, but Hogg intercepts and Hogg will clear. Long ball forward, looking for Curtis, but headed back away and then volleyed right back in, but then cleared by Grayson, who's been rock solid since coming on. Goes to a favour, but his chest down is too heavy. Goes to the 50, robs it. Clipstone playing ball through to the right wing, trying to fight for it. Big Fatwa Tinker's shirt pulling all the way from, I think, from both players there in the end. So while I think there was a bit of appeal from one of the other players for a penalty, it was not going to be given. So the ball goes short here to Grayson. Carries it forward by taking the short touch to FFO, who's dropped into like a defensive midfield role. Not where you'd expect him, and Clipstone's pressing immediately comes into play here as it goes back to Grayson. He has to send it long. Header goes back to Poole though now, and Poole will turn away from the challenge, lays it off to Fabu, who's going to carry it forward. I don't think he has it under proper control, but he is almost able to go to the left wing, but sliding challenge blocks. It gets it to Turner. Anyone looks for Fabu, and then it's collected and going to be cleared away and go back now to Ogilvie, who heads it back now. Turner will keep it in. Appeals for a handball, not given. Hogg will clip it forward, looking for a favour, but it's blocked then back to Poole. Poole looks for the run of Baker, finds Baker on the right hand side. Goal going in for the far post. Bit of confusion between the defender and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper able to get it on the second attempt. And the counter attack in from a quick throw out from the goalkeeper, the 11. Steals plays, charging back to get to it. Tries to go through Curtis on the left hand side. Curtis tries to put the ball back, blocked by Oglesby. Corner kick for Clipstone. Really, really quick thinking from the Clipstone goalkeeper. It was a great throw to find his winger there to start the counter attack. You can even see the Clipstone attacker there applauding his goalkeeper, thanking him for that ball because it was definitely a quality one. Short corner going out to number 3. Steels needs to be aware of it. They've been almost caught out a few times. Corner going in, headed away in the 6-yard area, and Poole is going to get onto it. And Poole's going to send one for McCaskill to chase on the left wing, and it's a counter attack for the Steels now. McCaskill on the left hand side is at full pace now. Cuts inside, cuts on the outside, looking for his shot, then cuts onto his left, takes a shot. Well saved by the Clipstone goalkeeper. Gets to McCaskill, collects it back on the left hand side, trying to beat his man, gets to the byline, ball goes in, it's too heavily hitting. It's going to just go out all the way for a throw in here. It actually must have come off a Clipstone man because they're going to give the throw in Stocksbridge's way. So back here for Baker to take it. Glad you can hear Charlie Ogilvy's laugh anywhere on a pitch, it turns out. As it's back here with Baker. Baker takes shot cross going in, and it's easily claimed by the goalkeeper. 74 minutes gone in this game so far. Clipstone have looked really good in the second half. 10 cuts inside, finds Weaver coming forward, but a good tackle in from Grayson, who gets it now to Langton, who's looking for the pass to Faber, and if Faber can take this under control, he might have some good space to move into, and he does. And Faber who's moving inside, few step overs down the right, looking to get the ball in, but he gets a big shove off the ball there from the defender. That is no nonsense, non-league defending at its best there from the number 6. And the favourite's just closing down on the defender. They're trying to make up for that just getting shoved over. You gotta love it sometimes, aren't you? Thinking a league game, I'd have probably screamed blue murder for that one, but it's friendly, so. Back on the right side, he's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, who takes a touch, carries it out now with their number 6 as it continues to press forward, lays it over to the left wing here with their free. Weaver tries to get through Baker. Good tackle from Winger now. Fabu. I don't think he realised the space front, so he didn't turn very quickly, but Weaver gets back well. Back to Baker now. Takes a touch. Now back to Turner. Very tight triangles here from Stocksbridge thanks to the pressing of this Clipstone side. Langton's now going to look for one long, looking for the run of Hogg in an attack. It's a slice sort of clearance out, and it's going to be the goalkeeper who boots it away just to stop it going out for a corner kick, thrown to the steals on this right hand side, as Clipstone will make a few substitutes now. So Baker here will have a throw in as we have a few little changes here for Clipstone, just 2 of them. It's the 10 and the 15 going off. Ingham and Hardwick have been informed by a fan. The fans here, a lot of these games have really helped me with when you don't get really any team sheet and any idea who some of these players are. Baker throws it to McCaskill here. McCaskill is tackled. It's going to go out to play, and it's going to be another throw into Stocksbridge. 76 minutes gone in this game as what was a nice, pleasant evening has now turned quite a few dark clouds now as Langton puts across in, but it's been cleared at the first, and there'll be another throw, but deeper now for the Steels. Just here on the right-hand side as so you go for Baker to take the throw. Baker throws it down to Hogg. Hogg will take the touch. He's looking for to put the ball into the box. He's going to switch play instead. Finds Jack Tinker, who first touch pass ties to McCaskill, but he gets too much onto and it's out for a goal kick. Ball goes long and headed back in, and it's going to go out for a throw into Stocksbridge though, so it wasn't heading back in. We've having quite a bit of pace for a while this game. It seems to, especially in the second half, it has seemingly dropped off a bit again now. Ball going to be bouncing. It's going to be fought for on the left-hand side. And the Steels have earned a free kick from the tumble there of Curtis Turner. Quite a dangerous position. So it's on the left wing here. It's a really good opportunity for the Steels. Thomas Poole standing over it to take. Poole, who's moved into centre forward since whose mid changes are on roughly the 60th minute. Here comes the ball in, headed away, headed behind, and everyone, and now still a Faber has collected it, still in the box, but he's forced out on the right wing now. He's now got the turn in his facing towards goal, but he's going to pass it back to Baker, takes the touch, but he's closed down. He's going to look to get it in on his left foot, cross look for the left foot, but while Oglesby wants to run onto that, he was well stopped by the physical body of one of the Clipstone defenders, and it goes out for a goal kick, and it's taken quickly as well. Back to the goalkeeper now, and he will send this one long into midfield, and being harassed by Langton, but he's been forced backwards, and then he's going to try and get it through to number 3. He's got Weaver, who's got some space as he cuts in, and Faber's trying to stop him getting through. He slowed him down, but he's got it through here to the 11 here, who's looking to cause a problem, and he is able to deflect it off Grayson and get a corner kick for the home side. 79 minutes gone in this game. 1-0 to the Steels, but it's a great opportunity for Clipstone here. Just been a few options there. I think Clipstone only left the 2 men and the goalkeeper behind. Ball looking for the far post. It's a good header away by Oglesby. And it's going to bounce over to the far inside. Number 6 has got without much pressure, actually. And gives it back to the substitute that's come on and back to the 6. And left-footed cross going in. It's a good-looking cross, and it's just headed on by Gareth Curtis and wide. Actually, I think it came off a Stocksbridge last. It is going to be another corner kick, and they were going to take the quick corner there, but Curtis Turner a bit more aware of that one. Turner was taking the captain's armband since Ross Goodwin went off as a substitute during the 60-minute mark. This is the more traditional kind of look for the far post, head back into the 6-yard area. It's an absolute melee in there. Stocksbridge get away, but only to the edge of the area. Number 14 shoots, well saved by Hampshire. Still in play. It's a deflected ball, going to be a header towards goal, and then over the bar. Clipstone very close there, just not able to finish. Great save from Henry Hampshire. They're the returning keeper from last year. Was on loan from Sheffield United, now signs on a permanent deal this summer. Thinks it's short now to Oglesby. As we are now in the 80th minute mark, so just 10 minutes to go. I don't think we'll see any added time on for this half. Especially for those of us that live in Sheffield who've got to drive an hour back at least. The ones who live at the top of Sheffield anyway. So long ball from Hampshire is going to go back to the other goalkeeper here now. Lays it short and then back here to the number 6. Takes a touch, good to send that through, and it's a bit of a deflect off the number 4. It's not a great touch, and McCaskill's got it now. Castle lays it off for Langton, who pushes forward. He's trying to get onto left wing, but he's been tackled well. And now the counter attack is looking for the 11. He's going to chase it. I think it's too much for him. It is going to be too much for him. He's out for a throw in on that side now. Then go now to Baker. Moves it down to Grayson. Down to Baker up front. Takes a touch and then going to lay a foot, looking for a Fabu. And he's going to go down. He looks at the free kick, looks at the referee expectantly. He's not going to get it. 19's going to try and put the quick ball into the box, but it's too heavy, and Hampshire's come out and claimed that one really well. And often Tinker's going to carry it forward with speed, and actually there's going to be a free kick in the middle of the pitch because as the counter-attack was emerging, I think Curtis Turner pushed over the defender that was watching him and is going to give it all the way back to Clipstone. It's been in the second half especially, it's been a really good performance for Clipstone. They would definitely deserve an equaliser if they were able to nick one at the end. Stocksbridge are currently unbeaten in their pre-season. This is their 5th friendly today. Only one blemish, the 1-1 draw with Emily on Friday night. Ball up going in here, going to be headed into the 6-yard area, but it's Langton with a key clearance, headed back into the air, but Oglesby, this one heads it out, still with Clipstone here, as they're going to run into the box here. It's going to be on the right-hand side. Cross is blocked there by Turner, then headed away, and then McCaskill's going to chest it and volley it away, but Clipstone are onto that one, and then they get it forward, and then they're looking for a turn here. They're going to get through one defender here. The Curtis lays it off. It's on the right-hand side again. Their own way here, Clipstone. They lay it off to the right-hand side. Ball goes in, blocked. Another corner for the home side. The Cobras are looking to strike at the end of this game. So it's going to be another corner kick. Weaver crossing the entire pitch there to go take it. And Steels have got almost everyone back to defend it. Looking for that far end so they can head it back into the 6-yard area. But this time, Grayson gets a header onto it, goes off, and it appeals for a handball on Grayson, but instead it's just going to be another corner kick. I personally didn't see it, but I am biased, so I won't believe me. So it'll be another corner kick. Weaver crossing once again to take it. Here comes the ball, looking for that far end. Hampshire gets a good punch onto it. Baker heads it away, but it's still the Clipstone here on the edge of the area. Shot goes in well, blocked there by Turner. Number 4 is going to try and pin it back to the box. He's looking for 17. He might find him because no one's really watching him. 17 does keep it in really well. Peels has gone out, but here comes the ball in. Hampshire, only a slice goes. Here comes the volley, somehow over. The players are still angry that it wasn't called out, but you should play to the whistle, even if you think that's not the case. But somehow, as Hampshire's sort of weird save from the cross bounds right to the 19 on the edge of the 6-yard area, best chance of the game at Clipstone somehow send that one over. Ian Richards will be disappointed to concede chances like that, especially chances that really should have been a goal, but it's very, very lucky side at the moment, Stocksbridge, who should be drawn level now. It should be 1-1. So 85 minutes gone in this game. as Poole heads it on, and Afebo takes the touch, but it's too heavy a touch, and it's going to go back to the goalkeeper, and this is going to keep the pressure on. This is a bit of a test of the Steel's grandstand finishes here. Of how do you hold on when they are chucking everything at you? Ball clipped over the top there, but it's going to be too heavy. Hampshire will chest it before picking it up in his hands. As Hampshire gets his advice to play it in the right areas. Takes his time before rolling out, and will then big boot out. Liverpool who heads it on. A Faber will try to get onto it, and the clearance bounces off him. Goes to McCaskill, who's going to try and square it, but it's blocked by the defender. And then they're going to try and get the quick counter attack on, but Grayson has it. And there was a handball from Grayson there. It's not called, but it was definitely one. Baker's been robbed of the ball by the 19th man who missed that massive chance just earlier. And then he gets it down the line here. Goes through the 11's legs. He allows it to go through, but Oglesby collects that and going to pass it back to Hampshire, who sends it long. It's very high ball here, and Weaver will head it right back there. But then Grayson heads it back to the field. Now 19 gets it. 19's going to try and lay through the 11, but it's too heavy, and Hampshire will happily go collect that feet. And then, as the 11 advance on him, he will pick it up. Hey, Hampshire's learning some time wasting techniques now, as we are just a few minutes away from the end of this match. So it's a free kick here, just inside their own half, off the Clipstone. They're going to send it long, headed away. Oglesby, and it's going to go to the right side for the 16, who has been very, very lively since coming on. Man 17 crossing, going for the far post. Hampshire going to be tested on his post, but it's going to bounce out and go wide and be a goal kick. Hampshire here, who, I've got to say, when he has been put under some pressure from crosses, he's much improved from when we saw him on loan. I remember his debut was against Worksop Town, where Liam Hughes gave him a debut to remember because, well, he's 6'5" and knows how to use all part of that 6'5" body. But I was praising him. I'm sure he has just booted that one straight out of play. 88 minutes gone here, 1-0 to the Steels. Steels are hanging on to claim a fourth preseason win. God, this has been too many games in too short time. It's my mind is muddled at this point, as it's a bit of head tennis, but eventually it's clicked by the feet of Clipstone. Only going to have to force it back to play in their own defence, and they're going to try and get out to the right-hand side, but Tinker heads that back away, and then it's going to be knocked over him, but Tinker will chase back onto that, takes the touch. He's looking to boot this one away, and he boots it off his attacker and earns the goal kick here. So back here, I'm sure, as we just heard the shout 2 minutes from the referee, so my clock is right as well, it seems. As I'm sure prepares to take his goal kick, hopefully this time the distribution will be better on it, and he will keep it in play for maybe one last tack for the Steels. Sending it long now. Going to be headed back away around the number 5, losing everything in the air at the moment. Stocksbridge as Hogg pushes over his man and gives away the free kick. Clipstone looking to move quickly with it, but then decide against that and will go for the more traditional set piece and send a lot of players up. Number 2 here will knock the ball into the box, headed back away, and Tinker, he looked to be first onto it, but it bounced over his head. But Tinker does get it back on the second time of trying, clears it upfield, but only back to 17. He's going to knock it into midfield, and it's going to go for everyone and almost ghost onto it. It was the number 19, but Hampshire's quick to it, and he's on it and has the ball in his hands. Just going to take his time with the former Sheffield United goalkeeper, and then sends it long, looking for Thomas Poole, and he's actually, before he can slip in, he's hooked away from him and then headed back to his own goalkeeper. Now as we're into the 90th minute, it's another launch of an attack from Clipstone. Long ball forward, Grayson, big strong header away. Then headbutt on the number 4. It comes off the back of an ankle of a Clipstone player, but they are going to get onto it anyway. Going to work for them. Try to slip the ball back to defence, then back to the 4, and then back into their own defence again. Stocksbridge trying to press and catch the mistake out as the Grayson heads it back out again. How strong in the air is Grayson being in this game? McCaskill, very challenge, but he's shunted off the ball. Fair challenge. And they're going to peel it off to the left-hand side here for the number 11. Tried to put the ball in, but blocked it by Grayson. Another ball going in. Good ball. Oglesby heads it away. Peels. Penalty. It's going to bounce to the edge of the area. There's a big fight for it before Grayson clears it. And that will be full time here. So a second half with quite a few chances for both sides. Clipstone in particular missing some big ones. But in the end, this was decided by 1 goal. Luke Rawson's penalty after Lewis McCaskill made the most of a defence mistake before being hauled down in the box. Luke Rawson stepped up, took the penalty, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way to make it 1-0. Not a thriller, to say the least, today, but it is another positive result for the Steels in pre-season as they remain unbeaten. We will see you again for the first home friendly on Wednesday. We hopefully will see you at Brackenmore, but if you can't make it to Brackenmore, we'll hopefully see you on the YouTube channel. We'll look forward to seeing you there. We will try and get an update on Jack Watson for you in the post-match interview with Ian Richards, and if it goes beyond that, we'll try and get you something overnight or in the morning. So we'll see you on Wednesday for that match against Chesterfield. We'll hopefully at Brackenmore, if not on here. I've been Adam Allcroft. This commentary has been sponsored by Jason Ross at Carpet